audio content under the guidelines of fair use permitted by copyright statute for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All content and credit go to the original creators. No copyright infringement is intended. Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Welcome in, everybody. It ain't nothing like doing the whole show on mute or whatever I was on. Y'all could not hear me. Let me know if everybody can hear me right now. Let me check my own audio before I go on. That was a first, and that's very annoying. Mic check. Before I go on. Okay. That was a first. Y'all, please smack the thumbs up as you come into the building. So we're gonna be talking about Kada Scott. I'm all discombobulated now. Wow. Yeah, please smack the thumbs up as you come in. We are going to be going over some information again. Oh my God, y'all. Let me turn this music down. I am outdone, seriously. Okay, so I'm going to do it a little bit different. Y'all didn't hear very much before, but the first thing I'm going to start with is the case that Keon got in trouble for first. I'm going to read that case information right quick. I've never read it. Also, I'm going to read some pieces of the affidavit. I have not read that. And we're going to go over an interview that D had, the friend, Gabby's friend, you know, the girls that spoke out and all of that. Let me go here right quick. This is True Crime Nicole, and she had actually interviewed or spoke with Taz, aka Ramir, whatever his name is, the guy that Kada was with that day.
That I spoke with Ramir, which was Taz as well, that went out on a date with Kada Scott the night that she went missing to Topgolf. He explained to me how he met Kada, and this is how it went.
When me and Kada met, I was literally driving home from work. I was on my way to the gas station to get me a backwood so I could smoke an L. And I just so happened to look forward, and I could just see the prettiest female walking the dogs next to the motherfucking baseball park in the neighborhood. And I'd never seen this girl before. I literally stopped my car in the middle of the intersection, left the car door open, and I hopped out the car and I started to talk to her. She called me crazy for what I did. And when I walked up to her and I told her, I don't care how crazy I seem.
Now, I know it cut off right there, but he just basically said, I don't care how crazy I seem, but I'll go as crazy to talk to somebody like her.
Okay, so I know that it was also said on the news because I had heard that. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I had heard, and please smack the thumbs up. Okay, so it was also said on the news that he said that he seen her walking and he rolled down his window and spoke to her. And I had heard that he said that it was easy. She was easy, but I didn't hear him just say that just then. It seems like True Crime Nicole, she didn't put out like the whole conversation. She put out bits and pieces of it. So I don't, I would love to hear the whole thing, like whatever they talked about. But one of the things that I was saying in my last live stream is that the guy admits that he dropped her off at 9:40 to take her home. He dropped her off at 9:40. I remember her parents said that she got home at 9:50. I remember a co-worker saying that they seen her out in the parking lot and she got in a black SUV that took off pretty fast after that. So it's a lot of conflicting stories because I ran across a video that her mother, when she had spoke early on before it was discovered that Kada was unalive. And she had said that they told her at the job that she worked her full shift. So I just don't know who she talked to, who was giving her these conflicting stories and stuff like that. But this boyfriend, it just, anytime you are the last person seen with somebody and they come up dead, of course, you're going to be suspicious to people. So he is a little suspicious to me because number one, when she talked to him, he talked about these chicken wings, right? That he didn't realize that Gabby had ate all the they was at Top Golf and he said that she ordered some food, told him he needed to eat and all of this stuff, yet he didn't know that she had ordered these wings for him. And she left them in the car. And he was calling her to try to give her the chicken for her to get her food. Hey, you forgot your food, not realizing that she had already ate the flats and she left the drummies for him. That would have been a conversation at Top Golf when she ordered the food. That just don't make sense at all. Okay? That and it don't make sense that they're in the same vehicle and he wouldn't have known that she was eating those wings. He would have been eating she would have been eating those wings in front of him and he would have been eating his drummies at the same time because that's what makes sense. Right? I mean, y'all together, you're in the same car, hot wings. They got a very strong smell. You're not going to miss it. And if we are to believe that she left the chicken wings in the car, what was stopping him from just stopping and going to bring him to her door because he had just dropped her off at home? How far did he get before he seen those wings sitting in an empty seat? That just don't make sense to me. And then he didn't start texting her until 12:05. Now, one of the things that I said is that according to the affidavit, um, King Cone had been calling her 12 times from like 9:25 all the way to 10 o'clock or something like that, or 10, whatever, something after 10. She would have still been with the boyfriend and he would have known that she was getting all of these calls back to back unless she was keeping that part secret. But why would she? Because it don't sound like she knew Keon like that, and it was no reason for her to accept this type of behavior from somebody that she had just met, because they said the phone calls did not start until what they said the 28th. So that would have been September 28th is when they noticed they were texting each other. So it's like they did not know each other that long. But allegedly at 10 o'clock that morning, Kada texted him, "Kidnap me again." Yet she went on a date with this guy and not Keon. That text me or kidnap me again text came in allegedly to Keon, but she was on a date with this guy. So how did that happen? Were they working together, or did she have plans on going out with Keon earlier that day? Because remember, his response was, "You better be up too." Right? That was in the morning. Then, exactly dang near 12 hours later, he's at her job, taking her from her job, and she's rushing out saying, "I can't believe you calling me about this ish." Is it possible that he could have watched her whole date or whatever online? Or is it possible that Keon knew that she was with this guy and he was upset? Or were they working together? Was he kind of like holding her there and passing her off to Keon? Because it sounds like, if we listen at what the boyfriend said about these chicken wings, if we are to believe that he was calling her, he would have been calling her at the same time that she would have been with Keon, or when she on her way out the job, right? If we are to believe that. So a lot just don't add up. It just don't make sense to me. Welcome back, y'all. We are back. Welcome back, BFF. Yes, we are back. What is the topic today? Yes, we are talking about Kada Scott. And so please smack the thumbs up as y'all come in. It just don't make sense. And then, like I pointed out already, I said that the boyfriend would have been, he would have known that she was getting all of these harassing phone calls because she would have still been with him. I want to find the one where he was talking before, but I might not. Hold on. Okay, so the other thing that I played earlier was D. She actually had an interview with somebody. And I think that I didn't add myself to the stage, or my microphone was down. It was all the way like off, and that's so freaking annoying. Cause y'all, I literally was live for an hour, over an hour, and nobody in the chat was saying that I was y'all couldn't hear me. Oh, one of the things that I had out right away, my first live stream I did on this, I was like, who is working for Keon? Because I couldn't understand how did that car get crushed and towed so quickly. But I remember hearing on one of the guys, the law enforcement guys, saying that they actually got that car destroyed because they didn't know that car, the one that he stole, was linked to Kada at the time that they found it. Okay, so what I want to go to right now is what he got in trouble for before when he was harassing this woman. Let me go to that. I want to see what it says because I hadn't read this at all. Right here, when he peeping through people's windows and all that. Okay, so on Sunday, this was January 13th, 2025. At around 12:30 a.m. Let me turn this music down some more. Detective Nicholas Logia, Central Detective Division. On Sunday, 1/13/2025, at around 12:30 a.m., the complaint CP was inside of her home on a 1900 block of North 23rd Street when the offender, Keon King Kong, 5/6/2004 is his birthday, he climbed over her fence and lifted her rear windows slightly and ripped out all of the curtains. The offender was unable to gain access, so he began pounding and kicking onto her back door, attempting to enter. The male was unable to get in and caused damage to the door before fleeing prior to the police arrival. Cell phone video of the male pounding on the back door was loaded to evidence.com. Okay, later that same day, the male returned to the house around 3:30 p.m., climbed the same fence. He climbed the same yard fence and was looking into the glass window of the complaints and gripped what appeared to be a firearm in his waistband. Now that's what I was thinking was another cell phone, but he had something in both hands because he reached with one hand and then pulled something out with another. So it definitely could have been a firearm. And thank God he didn't fire in there. They had kids in there. I even noticed somebody laying down near the window. So the male then climbed back over the fence prior to the police arrival. Video of this incident was also loaded into evidence.com. About an hour later, the complainant and her friend, a witness, Wood, they were exiting the property on a 1900 block of North 23rd Street to to the store, to go to the store, I guess, when the offender, Keon King, exiting a tan Toyota Camry, and grabbed the complainant, dragged her into the front seat of his vehicle. This dude has got serious problems. The offender then drove off at a high rate of speed with the passenger doors still open and his 2-year-old daughter in the back seat. Crazy. Oh, daddy can show you what kind of man you want, right? This dude is crazy. So prior to putting the complainant into the vehicle, he threatened to kill the witness if she got involved. So he real tough with women. The complainant attempted to get the male to stop driving, but the offender became aggressive and bit the complainant's face and choked her. Wow, that sounds like a man, don't it? The offender finally dropped the complainant off at 700 Girard Avenue, where she flagged down a police patrol car. The complainant sustained minor injuries and was taken to CDD, where she made a statement and signed a single photo positively identifying her ex-boyfriend, Keon King, as the male who reportedly climbed her yard fence, damaging her house and kidnapping the complainant. The male is known to carry a black Glock handgun and made several threats to unalive the victim and the witness. The complainant states that the male does not have a current address and stays where he can. Like, so he just live off of women at will. So that's what he did. Now, where did he take her for all this time? Like, who do he think he is? This dude definitely, I mean, that's real brazen. That's bold. He act like he got some type of authority over people. Who does this? Who raised you? But, you know, wonder if the ex was paid off to not show. Now, I've heard people saying that before, that they thought maybe she was paid off, but she actually said that she didn't get the court information, and she probably was scared. I mean, somebody climbing over your gate like that and then they let him right out with a little money. Like, yeah, it makes people feel like, or even him think that he's above the law. So I'm gonna go back through what I already did, because D, she actually did an interview with somebody, and I wanted to remember what she said before. So we'll do that again, since y'all couldn't hear me earlier. Uh-oh, what the heck? Please smack that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Oh, come on, man. What are we doing here? Now I gotta verify something? What? Come on. I never had to verify nothing before, so let's not start that, please. Okay. This way sounds like she prepared. Okay, let's go here.
Every time the girl was walking, except before she had her dog, she had her headphones in. Kayla, she always, just walking around the neighborhood with her dog and stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys the area. And
so again, this is the friend D. I just wanted to play some of this before I get into the interview that she did. Let me move that. Don't need that up.
Where he knows of the block. So this is, if you go down this block, this is Kada Scott's block more so, but this block right here is the block that he will always come on to sell me and my friend rugs. My friend lives down there. Kada lives down here. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna go down Kada's block. But Kada, her house is actually on this side, guys. But yeah, her house is on this side. Maybe this. No. I don't know, guys. I know Kayla lives on this block though. She lives behind my best friend's house. My best friend grew up with her little sister. Her little sister name is. Now I'm just gonna be showing y'all the area where he is like always.
Now somebody had wrote, when I saw it, automatically said, "Why is she showing us the world, Kada's house and whereabouts?" And then it says that Gabby's best friend gives us a tour of Kada's regular whereabouts in a now deleted video.
Where he most likely first seen Kada, because that's where I always seen her. She used to walk her dog a lot around here. She has a little dog, so she would walk her dog.
It's just the audio,
y'all. And then once you go to the stop sign, you go that way. As you guys can see, the Liberty is right there. That's not where she would go. So I don't want anyone to be confused or screw things up. She did not go there. Go this way. Once you go this way, you walk straight down.
So people was pointing out that she's giving, how does she know all of this about Gabby? Was she stalking Gabby? Was she working with, not Gabby, Kada? Was she working with somebody? Like, how does she know all of these things and point out where she goes? Even point out where Keon goes. Now, I'm not saying that they have nothing to do with it, but they definitely had a lot to say. And we definitely know that her friend Gabby told Keon where she lives at.
Once you walk straight down, you'll get up near like.
Oh, and I know y'all can't see it. This is just the audio. The video is real little anyway, y'all, so you won't be able to see it. But she's just walking down the street, just pointing out things. The most important thing is the audio.
The gas stations and stuff. And the gas stations is usually where all of the rug dealers will be located. When I get up there, I'm gonna show you specifically. But yeah, that's most likely like where she was going. So the more you walk up this area along the strip, this is where she would walk. This is the way you have to take to go to the poppy store. This is the gas station that all of the rug dealers come to. They all come here. They all be outside the store. If you drive past, you'll see. Like, they really all be here. This is a picture of her up here. She always will come here. Everybody will come here to buy their wraps, all that. It's the store.
And she also pointed out a missing flyer that was showing wherever she goes. Somebody posted a video there.
But the store you could find him sitting outside of was right over here. Every time.
And they said that she said that Keon would be hustling at that same gas station. This is D that we're listening to right now, just as a reminder of what she had to say about Gabby. Kada.
Kada and my friend live on the same block. So that's how he probably started witnessing her or seeing her. And he began to ask my best friend questions about her. But I ended up finding out before he, did what he did to Kada, he actually called my best friend and he asked her, like, where was Kada located? Where's her house? What do you know about her? Is she a cool girl? Does she have a boyfriend? He asked her all types of stuff like that about Kada.
So, yeah, I wish we knew exactly when Keon was asking all these questions. But we do know that they said on the 28th is when the text messages started. And when she allegedly said, kidnap me again, it just don't make sense. And what I was saying, it makes more sense that she would be talking like that to the boyfriend because she definitely would have been attracted to him, seemingly. I mean, we seen how they was interacting on a date. She seemed to be attracted to him. But how do we go to not knowing her? Do she have a boyfriend? All these questions to her saying kidnap me again. It's almost like it was a confusion on who she might have been talking to that day. Because as I pointed out, on the affidavit, it says that this man called her up to 12 times between the time that she would have been with the boyfriend. She would have been with him. Keon started calling her at 9:25. The boyfriend admits to dropping her off at 9:40. So all of this stuff would have been going on. Okay, he said he dropped her off at 9:40. She goes into the house. Her family said that she came home about 9:50 and told the mom that she needed to use the car because she had to go to work. You would think the boyfriend would have known all this. He would have known that she had to go to work. He would have known that her phone, she was being stalked on her phone because Keon would have been calling her while she was sitting there in the car eating her wings, right? Because that would have been the last thing she was doing. Sitting, they ordered some wings at Top Golf, he said. He didn't realize that she ordered the wings. Oh, he didn't even sound like he didn't even realize that she ate the wings. And I was calling her to give her food. And tell her she left her food, right? But he didn't realize that she ate how do you miss somebody eating some hot wings? How do you not smell them? And how do you not notice the wings sitting there immediately? Soon as she get out the car, you would have noticed a bag of food where her butt used to be, right? So what was stopping him from going up to the door? Hey, you left your food. Okay, what would have been the purpose of that? And when did he have a conversation with her to say, oh, I left you the drummies and I ate all the flats? Because he mentioned that. Oh, I didn't even know she left them. That it just don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me at all. It sounds like these people was working together. Now, her co-worker said that she was actually late for work. And that would make sense if she was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock and she's still at home at 9:50, and you got Kong harassing her, and they said that she didn't clock in, but the mother said that they told her that she did clock. She worked her whole shift. Now let me see if I can go to what the mother said. Welcome in, Docs and Radio. Oh, y'all got some names. Radical. And also shout out to Brian's in the building. How you doing, fam? And thank you for always sharing me out, Brian's. I appreciate you. Hold on, let me find what I'm looking for. I want to go to her mom right quick if I can find it. I can't never find what I'm looking for when I'm looking for it. But another thing, she was supposed to be in a wedding, her friend's wedding. Let me play that too.
Crap shows, scripts. This is the stuff that I watch on TV and crap shows, scripts. To see this happen to someone so close to me.
Priya is describing what goes through her mind when she thinks about her friend, Kada Scott. The two met while attending Penn State University. She says losing Kada has been a nightmare she still cannot fully understand.
It hurts because I kept replaying this on my mind that she didn't even stand a chance. You can give her a week, you can give her a few days, you can give her anything. Everyone was so hopeful that we would find her.
Now, when she said he didn't give her a week, he didn't give her a few days, it's just like, Was she supposed to pay him something? I would hate to believe that about her. Like, because that is one of the theories. Like, maybe she had got a bag from him, and now he being petty because he knew that she was on a date with another guy. But what would make him think that she owes him any type of explanation for anything that she does in her life, especially if she just meeting this dude? Who are you?
She would be alive.
Just a few weeks ago, she tells us Scott was getting ready to be one of her bridesmaids. Brie sharing this video of Scott excited, trying on the dress she was going to wear.
She was the type of person that she said she was going to do it. She was going to do it. She followed through all the way. And that is just something that I'm really, really proud of her for.
So I'm thinking that her friend's wedding probably already happened.
This is the stuff that I watch on TV.
So sad.
Scripts.
Let me go to this right quick.
Let's talk about it. We only knew about one person. But last night on my live, I was deep diving and digging, and I found some information. Now, I blacked out the numbers because I don't want to dox anybody. And also, I'm not going to say any names. I'm just going to show faces. It says a frequency analysis identified blank number and blank number as top contacts. We know that one of them belonged to Albert Hayes. Albert Hayes was also the man that posted the Facebook Marketplace photo of Keon King's vehicle. He's also the one that identified Kel as Keon. But let's talk about the other number that nobody knew about. Well, after deep diving, I found her. She is 40 years old. She resides in Philadelphia. But that's not where it stops. Again, we're not putting names out there. But this right here is her daughter. How old is she? 21 years old. But guess what? She resides on Belmar Terrace Road. But guess what? It gets even better. This man right here is her husband, the 21-year-old's husband. He is 21 years old, and his address with all of his family.
Wait, I need to show this one really, because I could go and show that. Hold on, y'all. We kind of all over the place. I'm gonna go back to that.
Before he kidnapped her. And then once it was discovered that he did, he called my best friend and told her, don't tell anybody about what he asked. Kada and my friend live on the same block. So that's how he probably...
Okay, so the reason, again, I want to play this because I'm going to go to the interview that she did with a creator, and I'm going to also drop that creator's information. So let's see. I think it's one more with her.
They said, where's Gabby? She's not in Philadelphia. And who's my... Is that what they're asking? Gabby's not in Philadelphia. She's in college. Like, she left Philly. And yeah. I don't know. I don't want to... Like, she in college in Maryland. She not even in Philly. When I had called her to try to talk to her and tell her, like, you need to tell. She's like, no, she don't want to talk. She's scared. What? Chrissy. I'm looking for my hat. They said they're on the way to search. Honestly, everybody is scared because she's scared because y'all know how it is, like being, like, I guess speaking up. My friend, they said y'all was messing with Keon. No. Nobody. Like, what? No. What is y'all? Like, he literally just sell weed. Y'all, I don't want to go live on IG. I wanted to stay on live on here, huh?
I said, listening is fundamental. Did you know?
Yeah, like, y'all got to listen. We didn't mess with him or nothing. Like, he just was somebody that sold weed outside the store. And one day we seen him outside the store. That's how we met him. Because he was selling weed. He's like, oh, yeah, y'all got apes. So I feel like somebody say you want clout or something. The fuck no.
So if that's the case, because she actually said that Gabby is the one to introduce her to him, and they've been knowing him for 4 or 5 years. So he been standing up at the gas station hustling for a long time, wasn't he?
Nobody wants clout. Is Gabby there? No, Gabby's not here. I'm with a different friend. Wait, that's the girl that was in the back seat. This is not the girl that was in the back seat. Don't show me, bro. But they think you Gabby. You're not Gabby. They said, why you don't want to go live on Instagram? The school's name. I don't want to tell the school name. Like, I don't know where kid is. Did the friend give up information? Where's Gabby? The friend, I don't know. She probably is going to tell. I hope she tells because I'm trying to get her to tell. That's why I made this whole thing on TikTok, because she keeps saying that she doesn't want to tell. And I'm like, why are you saving him? Like, girl, he literally sat here and kidnapped somebody, especially because she lived in our neighborhood. That's why I feel like this is just crazy. They said, where's Gabby? She's not in Philadelphia.
Okay, so that was D. That's pretty much all the little things that I had heard. Let's see. I think that this is Gabby. Let's see what she's saying.
So this says that that's your friend, but you didn't know about the first kidnapping. Whenever Keon was in any, legal troubles, anything like that, and I would ask him about it, he would never tell me like what he would get in trouble for. He would just be like, "Oh yeah, like I'm just in a jam," He would never ever talk about this. So no, I didn't know about the first kidnapping. When the news came out, that he turned himself in, that's when news started coming out that he had previously kidnapped a girl last year. And that's when I found out. And I was in shock. I had no idea that he was somebody that was doing some things like this.
Okay,
So this says that that's your.
When I first watched some of the stuff, I pictured them knowing him from school. I don't know why, because he is older. He is a little bit older, but 19, and he like what 21 or something like that. But I pictured them knowing him from school. So, like I said before, when these guys hustle, that puts them around females that they ordinarily wouldn't even have a chance with. You know what I'm saying? Or ordinarily they wouldn't even talk to him. But because he was the plug, a lot of people knew him. And that was his way in with a lot of people, probably including those females that was in a relationship, the ones that's being named in the affidavit and all of that. That's probably how he got to know them too. They get to gain entry. So I wonder if, since he was the local weed man, did she owe him some money? Even though Gabby, to me, don't even seem like, I mean, Kada doesn't seem like the type. Like, even if she took a couple puffs before, it don't seem like that was something that she was all into, because she was busy living her life and trying to elevate or whatever she had going on, or the way that it looked on social media. Okay, so I guess I could go, since I mean, this is crazy because I already played this stuff and y'all didn't hear it, but I'm gonna go to the interview that D had with a content creator, One Life, and I'm gonna put the information in the description box too.
So basically, I really just made the video because the girl Gabby, me and her were friends. I ever only knew of Keon because of her. She introduced me to him, and that's how we met. The video of the car was from when we first met. When I first met him, I posted that video, basically just saying like, "Wow, I cannot believe I was around this man."
Now that video, I didn't play it on my channel, but it was a video of them all in the car. Her, D, and Gabby and Keon. D was in the front seat though, and that's what didn't make sense, because Gabby was in the back from what I could see. but she's saying that she didn't know him, or she wasn't the one messing with him or whatever. But she posted a video herself, but then of course people talked about her bad after seeing it, and it made people feel like she was even more guilty.
Does stuff like this. That was my whole purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. My thing with Gabby, we stopped being friends and everything. Like, we were friends for at least 15 to 16 years. I've known her my whole entire life. My family knows her. We are really close with Gabby. So Gabby basically called me, informing me of everything she stated on TikTok. And me being a woman, I don't support stuff like that. And that could have been me because of the fact that we were around him. She introduced me to him. So I found that really crazy that she called me saying that.
Can I ask you a quick question before I forget?
Yeah. Okay.
Have y'all ever been assaulted by this man? Either one of y'all. I'm just asking. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
No, not at all. Every time I was around him, he never showed these character traits.
So it's fair to say that you thought he was on the up and up.
Yeah, like when we was around him, I was never really around him. When I would see him, he would pull up to bring Gabby weed, and she would go get in the car with him, and that would be that. That was how I seen him. That's how I ever seen him. I seen Kada because she lives in.
Did she just say and never be back? Because if that's the case, was she dealing with him other than just the plug?
Neighborhood, and she always walked her dog and stuff, and I live on her block, so that was the whole point of me being recording that video, because I live on the block.
Okay.
I was trying to show in the area who aren't familiar, because a lot of people aren't familiar with this area at all. Right. This is like the nicer part of Philadelphia, kind of. So
y'all, please smack the thumbs up if you haven't yet.
The fact that this even happened up here is just really crazy to me, because nothing usually happens up here. So I had made the TikTok trying to spread awareness about the fact that Gabby knows Keon. She doesn't want to talk. I tried to call the police, and, the police, they didn't seem as, like, they took my information, they took her name and stuff, but at the same time, my friends, my peers, they felt as though it maybe should have been on TikTok. At the time, I thought, okay, maybe TikTok would be a great place to broadcast how I felt, and
it don't go like that.
Yeah,
they're not gonna, and that's why I did want to tap in with you, because here's the thing: I'm non-biased in the situation. You feel me? Like, I hear both sides. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I understand your perspective. But then I hear what Gabby is saying, and I understand her perspective. So I just want you to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You feel me? I'm not being biased here. You know what I mean? I'm be straight up with you, but I kind of feel like Gabby didn't want to go to the police because, sometimes people just don't want to be involved. You know what I mean? But it takes.
I think that's also. But my thing is, she told him the girl address. So at this point, you're involved.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't realize she told the address. I thought she just said she stayed behind me, and that could have meant a lot. But to give an address, that's wild. But what you're looking at right now, this is the boyfriend and his business that he was into. Now, it comes up as like a landscaping business, but clearly this ain't landscaping. So he has that, like demolition and also landscaping on this page. But this is from like a few years back. So I don't know if he still do this stuff or not.
Okay, let me ask you this. It's just me and you talking. And I can give you a perfect example. Sometimes you just out of conversation say things.
Exactly, and I think that's what I know Gabby didn't have no pure intention. Like, I know this girl forever. Gabby just be running her mouth sometimes, and she was friends with him, so maybe she didn't.
She just real friendly, you feel me? She just friendly. She's not that friendly, I say talkative, maybe.
And she just, told the wrong stuff. I feel like, I told her, you need to call the cops. And she did not want to call the cops. She kept telling me, I'm not going to the cops. I'm like, for what? Like, you know a lot that could have saved her. Stuff that's still important. Like, you could say something. I just felt like she needed to say something. Then I text her. I'm like, she could be dead. She could be, like, when I said that, I was saying anything could be wrong.
Now, people accused her of saying that before before Kada was even found. She was saying that she was already dead. Like, I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Y'all just saying that the girl. I did not know the girl was pencil or anything.
Right, and see, but here's the thing, though. Here's how you really explain that, and that's why I said in the video. Look, anybody could assume that she was unalive when they brought the homicide unit in. When homicide got involved, you did. I mean, what you think about that man who took her to Top Golf, who she was last seen with? He's so big, like he could carry her. He could carry her. He was last seen with her for sure. You feel me?
Now, what don't make sense is this picture got deleted because the cousin or the auntie Bree had asked one of her people. She's like, that guy that she went out to Top Golf with. It was a picture of him sitting on a green bench, and he deleted it. And that do look like that's the area that she was found in. I'm talking about the whole date, like wherever they was walking around here. It looked like she was walking in that area. I have no idea where they were at, but it just seemed like that. You know, like right here, he all on her back. They somewhere in nature, walking around, look like her happy place.
It's on video. I'm talking about when she went to Top Golf with.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. I don't know anything about that, actually. I just know about the Keon stuff.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
I don't know anything. I've been trying not to be on TikTok. It's just like, honestly, this is just a lot for me because of the fact that it involves.
You was there trying to do the right thing, but see, the internet is not a real place.
The internet be internet, and you think you explaining yourself, and it'll just make you look more guilty. I don't know if they got something to do with it or not, but what I do find highly suspicious is when people post stuff and delete it, like the boyfriend, and when he talk about chicken wings, when we talking about a missing female who's now been found deceased, you talking about that's all you could think about was the chicken wings of the date. That's it. I mean, I don't know.
Me, you, and Gabby should have a conversation. You feel me? Because y'all are friends, huh?
I can't talk to Gabby.
You can't? Okay, I respect that. See? Okay, smooth.
Yeah, but I can't.
You think everybody lying? So what do y'all think about about D? You know, do y'all feel like D is involved, or you just feel like they lying? D or Gabby? I can't say. I just can't say. But when you deleting evidence and stuff, you know, when it looked like the missing pieces and think like, I mean, when I'm looking at the affidavit and seeing all them calls, that's one that's highly suspicious. Oh, that means he would have been calling while she's sitting in the car with Taz, and he didn't know nothing. He didn't know she had to go to work. Didn't even know she ate the chicken wings, but you're sitting there. No, your big behind would have been right there in line telling her what flavor you want, and you would have been right there eating them at the same dang on time, because the average woman is not gonna let your food get cold. Gonna be like, here, you could eat the drummies, I'm gonna eat the flats. That would have been a conversation, and I would believe that she also would have mentioned Keon harassing her. Somebody calling you 12 times, or did she turn off her ringer and have it on vibrate to where he didn't know? Things are just not adding up. You know what I'm saying? It's like he handed her off to him. If it wouldn't have been for the employees seeing her at work, I would have thought that he just handed her right off to Keon. Nobody would have seen nothing, and he would have been the last one that everybody's known her to be with. Except for Keon picked her up in this black car that they said was an SUV. I don't know. It seemed real suspect, y'all.
Me and my family had spoken and called the cops when we knew. Gabby.
Right. This feels a lot of people were involved. Exactly. All around the same time. Look at this. 9:40, he drops her off. 9:50, her mom says she comes into the house and says she had to go to work. 10 o'clock, an employee said they seen her outside get in a black SUV and take off. That's one of the stories. Not to mention the other stories about her clocking in or not clocking in, or then somebody says she had all of her stuff in her hand, but they overheard her saying, I can't believe that you calling me about this shit. So was he calling her because she owed some money and he was mad? I mean, he's being petty because she knew that she was on a date with somebody, knowing that her and Keon was supposed to hook up. If we are to believe the 10 o'clock text message that when she said kidnap me again, I don't think Gabby was talking to him. I mean, I don't think Kada was talking to no Keon talking about kidnap me again to a kidnapper. I don't know.
It's the problem. She's not trying to tell the cops. She made a video on TikTok saying everything. Like, Gabby's the one that's.
But Gabby,
down to the tow truck. Now, I would have thought exactly that's what I was thinking at first. And then I heard that the car was actually, remember the car they got a call that there was a car on fire. Allegedly they did not connect that car with Gabby. They put out the fire and had it crushed. The law enforcement did that part. That makes no sense. No evidence. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can they, all the evidence would have been in that black Hyundai Accent. That's where he would have unalived her at and everything. That's where she sat for a day and a half or 2 days or whatever before they came and buried her body. What I'm wondering is when she got in that car, was somebody in the back seat? Like, could the boyfriend or somebody, because they said it was a male that helped with the body or whatever. Or could it have been that guy that the people on the scene said that the cops had off in the back, and they asked if he cleared him as a the building manager or whatever. I'm just wondering. I mean, because it just popped up. I'm wondering who was the people that called in where she was at. Because I remember the people on the scene saying that they had started digging and started seeing worms and maggots. So that's what made me think the people on the scene had called them. But then what makes me think the people on the scene didn't call the police is because they said they were looking for the people who called in the tip. So I don't know if they trying to throw us off, don't want us to know who it is, but it's just a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of moving parts that appears to be a lot of people involved.
I only spoke out because you threw Gabby under the bus. You threw Gabby under the bus because you got mad at her. I'm just going out again. You know more than me. But yeah, Gabby spoke out because you said that she was in the wrong and everything like that, and she felt like she had to defend herself.
Are you in Philadelphia, Doc?
Mm-hmm. You feel? And I understand that. And if she did come on TikTok because, once again, my TikTok, and I understand that. But, you know, except before.
I mean, shit. You wasn't in the wrong. You feel me? You wasn't in the wrong. You reacted. See, I don't know much about you. I don't know anything about you. But you reacted from an emotional state. Like, wait a minute. Hey, Kate, like, I know Shawty's sister. Okay, like, I know her sister is missing. Hey, what's going on? You feel me? Hey, girl, you said, man, ask you. You know what I'm saying? Say something. It's like opposites attract. You feel me? That's why y'all so cool. Y'all probably opposite. You feel me? Y'all complete opposite. He could have done something to Gabby that you don't know nothing that you don't know about.
I understand, but Gabby explained her reason to me, and her reason is because where she's from, we don't rat. She don't want to be seen. She's just not a rat. That's her.
I can understand that. You don't want to be a rat in Philly, right?
I understand, but this is somebody who passed away. She got kidnapped.
Yeah,
it's emotional for me.
You're absolutely right. See, you not like that. You got a heart. I definitely understand your perspective and understand why you like that. And even if you were a friend to me, Shawty, as my friend, will you speak up? As my friend, will you speak up, Shawty? You know, but some people get this so.
What if it was me? You wouldn't speak out if it was somebody that you felt as though. But it just makes me feel as though, like, Gabby just not even just.
Yeah, that is a turnoff. Like, I feel like D made the right decision to not be friends with her no more if that's how she thinks. And D thing is, well, I mean, if it was me, you wouldn't say nothing because that's just how you look at it. If she protecting Keon for any female or for anyone that's missing. That's crazy. I mean, that it ain't called snitching when somebody is missing for sure. It makes no sense. He scared me with them big marble eyes. Who is not a rat if it's child or an innocent? Yes, y'all, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button.
And this whole thing is just crazy.
Oh, right. You talking about Keon King Kong. Exactly. He looked every bit of a Kong, not a king. I can tell you that. And then just walking through her yard like he got some type of authority. I mean, who do this guy think he is? Right. I had to think for a minute when you said the big eyes. I'm sitting here looking at him. I called him a spook.
And I'm just like, it's a lot of emotions. I went on my private, secret TikTok account. That page was a private page. Like, nobody even knows that page. That page don't get no likes. And I was just venting, talking on my TikTok. And it just,
And look, she said that page don't get no likes, no views, no nothing. And that's where she was going to vent to. Yeah, and it blew up. And both of them got dragged and accused of doing something. The internet is always going to do that. The people that speak out get attacked. I mean, I don't like it when it happens, especially with families and all that. I don't think it's right. But I don't like to accuse people of nothing. But I will say that it's some shady activity when you post something like pictures and, like this guy did and you delete it. Like, why? And then I'm talking about the alleged boyfriend who don't seem to have known her that long. I don't even know why he being called the boyfriend. He don't even know her. But ain't nobody giving us no dates. Anyway, let's keep going.
I'll be honest. I think if it was you, I think Gabby would have definitely said something. You feel me? If it was you, Gabby would have goddamn went straight to the police if it was you, Shaw. That be for real now.
I know that.
Okay then. Okay.
Yeah. I've had situations before this whole thing. Me and Gabby already aren't these last couple of months, ever since we graduated high school, we have not really been friends for real.
Now, let's not forget that they caught charges together, and I heard that it was a bullying situation. I guess D allegedly had a bully, and they caught the bully and allegedly jumped on the bully, and that's how they caught their charges. I don't know how true that is, because then another story was that they had jumped on the female who house he was at right here, and he paid them to get her to not talk. So I'm not believing either of those, really. I don't know what to believe, but somebody is lying. Okay, a lot of bodies is lying, and they know what's going on.
Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Join Sleuth Nation.
Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification.
Stuff like this has been a lot of stuff that nobody knows because it's like it's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But but with the Kada situation, I don't have anything to do with it. I was not his girlfriend. I just knew of him because of Gabby.
Now, this is the car that she allegedly was picked up in, that some people the worker allegedly described it as a SUV, right? Would you mistake this vehicle in the dark as a SUV because of the hatchback or not? And I'm just trying to understand, why do we have conflicting stories about her working or not working? If she completed the shift or not completed the shift, that kind of stuff don't make sense. So I want to try to see if I can find a video where her mom had spoke and brought that up. Let me see. Let me listen at this too, right quick.
Yeah, they said in the car.
Okay, so this is these are the people. This is Diaz talking. Diaz, Shabri, and the guy that they call Hooker. These were the people that was on the scene, and I don't think I got a chance to play this, so let's listen in on this right quick.
Yeah, they said that the car had came past twice. That he stole the car the day before Kada went missing. So he went back to the recreation center 2 days in a row. So that means this is premeditated. You asked the day before she went missing, you asked your friend, where do she know Kada from? The friend said she lives behind my house. That was strike one. You gave her the location to where this girl lives. He watched her on that Instagram out on that date, and he waited for her. He waited for she got dropped off, and he waited, and he went to that job. He told his mother, because the cousin reached out to me of the guy, he told his mother that he had texted her and asked her, did she want something to eat? And she told him, yeah. And from there, they got in the car and they started arguing. He didn't tell his mom that he heard her.
Now, see, notice she mentioned something about food, right? We just heard the boyfriend talking about chicken wings, so Kada wouldn't have been hungry. She would have just ate, right? And so that was one of the things that I wondered in the beginning. I was like, how did he get Kada to leave her job and all that? Like, why was Keon so important enough for her to even walk out of her job without clocking in first? Even though Bree, the aunt, said no, it was supposed to be just she's thinking that it was supposed to be a sit down situation to talk, and he took off with her in the car. That's why it was immediately a fight and all of that. But I think it was somebody in the car with him that probably it would have had to been. He couldn't have been driving, fighting her and taking her devices and turning them off. Well, he could have if he had a gun. He could have. Never mind.
Car and they start arguing. He didn't tell his mom that he heard her, but that was the story that he gave his family. Was that they just
He gave his family.
asked her, did she want something to eat? And she told him, yeah. And from there, they got in the car
That
and
ain't
they start arguing. He didn't tell his
If we believe the boyfriend, that ain't true.
mom that he heard her, but that was the story that he gave his family. Was that they just got in an argument in the car and then he shut down and wouldn't talk no more. So the downloads what I had when that first happened, and I, was telling Diaz and Luca and everybody else, people kept asking me, is she transition? I don't like to put that out there when it's fresh, because a lot of people be in an uproar and things of that sort, and it's very emotional and it can be causing conflict, But she's transitioned, and people thought that he kidnapped her and put her in the car. As I stated to the news and as I stated to everybody else, she was willing to get in the car. Why? Number one, because she previously, how can I put this? You know how girls play guys just use it for what they want? Oh, he was the weak guy, so you do the math. So,
now that's something that came out of her mouth. Could she have owed him some money? And now Keon is salty because he seen her on a date, even though she texted him at 10 o'clock that morning, kidnap me again. And he said, you better be up too, like they had a date planned later that day, but she was with this guy. She was with this guy. So is it possible she had 2 dates on the same day and she chose him, and that's why Keon was mad? She chose him over Keon Kong, and that's what this is about. And then on top of it, maybe, a bag of weed. Nah, it just don't seem, I don't know what this was about. I even said, could it have been a hit? It seemed like they put a hit out on Kada.
You get certain things from somebody, but he was on some obsession type stuff. So she had to downplay him after a while. She started liking the new guy that she was dealing with, and she met in September. And she had to keep him on the wing because he's crazy.
See, and she kind of saying all of that. But if they just start texting on the 28th of September and here it is October 4th, like, I don't owe you nothing, dude. Like, I don't owe you anything unless I do owe you some money or something. But why would she feel the need to run out and explain herself to him? But then let's not forget the coworker could overhear her say, I can't believe you're calling me about this shit. He would have just been out there having a tantrum before I left my job to go out there to see about him. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Some other stuff. So she tried to downplay him because now she's happy with the guy that she's talking to now. So empathy that as I'm speaking to the young lady on the phone who's friends with the girl who was at the TikTok, which is her best friend, she explained to me that, you know, she's been around him a few times. Not by herself, but people in the house, you know, chilling. The boyfriend said she was easy to the news, so the news said Kada was easy.
See, now that's where I heard that from, but I didn't hear the news myself. So he told the news something different than what he told True Crime Nicole, because he told her he stopped his car, jumped out of it in the middle of the street to go run up and talk to her. But he told the news he rolled down his window to talk to her, which is
just was, you know, super free-hearting. So whatever the case is,
wait, hold on.
Free-hearting. The news said Kada. I was, you know, chilling. The boyfriend said she was easy to the news, so the news said Kada was easy. I wouldn't say easy. She just was, you know, super free-hearting. So whatever the case is, so the downloads was that he watched Kada and he was highly upset to see her with the boyfriend doing the activities she did with her earlier that day, from golfing to going, you know, to work, to the park, to work.
Okay, so, and this is the collage that the boyfriend, the man, I'll just keep calling him the boyfriend, that he put on his page. And, but he didn't put this to October 14th. Wait, October 14th? I think that's the same day that Keon turned himself in, right? And then her body was found on the 18th, correct? So he put, in a short period of time, you became my favorite person. We really don't need to label what we got. What y'all got? What do y'all got? So he took the time to put that all in a collage. And so were they posting on there that day? Like, because we also know that he was doing this too, but this was actually a video. This was actually a video, and then this is the times that he was texting her after she got out of his car about the wings. You left your food at 12:05, but she got out at 9:40. That don't make sense. And because we know that Keon didn't, they left her at like 1:14. Whoever, you know what I'm saying, the first time. And left her in that car for a couple days.
Now, she kept him on edge again based upon he showed her signs already that he ain't got it all up in his head. So when he came to the job, of course he said, let's go get something to eat. He also said, you know, we're going to smoke, we're going to kick it, da-da-da-da. Instantly, less than 10 minutes up coming towards this way, because the job is the opposite way. Less than 10 minutes for sure. That's when he got active for her. He started hitting her, punching her in her face. He started strangling her. I'm seeing all these visions. So sure enough, that's when strangulation came up, and he's known for doing that type of stuff. Now, once he got her to that Ada Lewis middle school, which we grew up at, it was already a wrap. You know, one thing I will say is she was fighting. She definitely was fighting. That's how they discovered her phone, her debit cards, and her mace. She maced him. So what happened was he finished her off however he did. Now, on agreement with Hookah Man, what he's saying about far as her body being there, I agree to accept he did do the dish. Earlier that day before Hookah Man and anybody came out, it was me and a lady, Miss Ava, and some other woman. We was out there early that afternoon. We searched that whole perimeter twice, and we all three of us said, I don't know why I feel like she's right here, but is she in our face? But we don't.
Shout out to the AFC podcast. How you doing, fam? Drop your link, Jay, and y'all go check him out. He talks about kids, crimes against children. AFC podcast is advocates for children. Go check out my brother in crime, y'all. How you doing, Jay? Yeah, I don't know. Just sad all around. It really is. It really is. Y'all, please smack the thumbs up if you haven't. The aunt knows too much. I understand she a reader. Baby visuals, not names, in my opinion. Okay. I don't buy jealousy at all. Keon could have almost any woman he wanted. To jealousy doesn't seem like it fits a guy like him. Well, it do because he done kidnapped another woman for not wanting to be bothered with him. Like, he a whole stalker. So anybody that's capable of stalking somebody is also jealous. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't have jealousy in you, you would not be at nobody's window. If he was a guy of some type of statue, why the hell is he at somebody's window when you're not welcome? Like, why are you pushing yourself off on somebody that don't want to be bothered? This is not a good guy here. This is not a guy with confidence, security, or anything. This is a lame peeping through the windows. Who's that peeping in my windows? Pow! Nobody now. Because that's exactly what he would have got. And well deserved. Piece of crap.
So when the news came back and found her in that spot, I'm trying to tell me if my eyes are deceiving me or not. Because I didn't see her there. And I looked at that spot twice. I was in the exact spot. Yes. It's a third party involved for sure. The third party I had in my mind, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to expose that. But it is a third party involved. Not only is a third party involved, I went on Diaz Live earlier and showed even my own.
Exactly, Tootie. Nobody now. That's what should have happened.
Spirits right there. And that's the Puerto Rican lady that I keep seeing in my vision that's missing. So what Kada didn't just do, she didn't just bring awareness for her, she's bringing awareness for everyone. I'm like a portal for everyone.
Now, I just knew that it was another body out there when they said that they have found a bone, but they haven't said anything again about a body. Last I heard, they claimed that they didn't find anybody else out there. But I don't know. It take a while to test everything too, but I had heard a news guy go live and said something to that effect. He was like, yeah, everything that they found was linked to Kada. So, I mean, but we also know that they couldn't attest everything. You got to know if you just find a bone and that's it. Like, you have no way of knowing how to get in DNA or anything because you don't even know. So, if they did find something, I think that they wouldn't have told us yet. Why can't I find the one with her mom? I want to find... Wait, where is it at? It could be here. Okay, I think this is it. Let's see.
Sure. I'm hoping for the best, thinking positive, but if something is off, it's not right. I need as much help as I can, but something is definitely wrong. She wouldn't just leave and not contact anyone, none of her friends, family, respond back as far as text messages. She's not on her Instagram. No, nothing.
Where would she go without her car? She's at work. She doesn't leave. She leaves work, but her car's still at work. And her phone's off.
Yes, so nowhere. She's supposed to left at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. But when I originally called on Sunday morning at the job, they told me that she had worked her full shift from 10 to 6 a.m. So she...
Now, I would love for somebody... Wait. No. I would love for somebody to make that make sense.
I've been off since Saturday, to my life since Sunday morning.
Hold on. Why would anybody tell this mother that she had actually worked that day, though? That's what's so crazy. Don't walk alone in Philly, ladies. Man, I mean, she was only walking from the door to a car. It was this crazy, dude. So it says here, Kim Matthews, mother of missing Kada Scott, 23, who just vanished in the middle of her shift at 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. work shift Saturday night into Sunday morning. Philly police investigating. Something isn't right. She would have never shut off her phone and not called anyone. Okay, so let's finish.
As much help as I can, but something is definitely wrong. She wouldn't just leave and not contact anyone, none of her friends, family, respond back as far as text messages. She's not on her Instagram. No, nothing.
Where would she go without her car? She's at work. She doesn't leave. She leaves work, but her car's still at work. And her phone's off.
Yes, so nowhere. She's supposed to left at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. But when I originally called on Sunday morning at the job, they told me that she had worked her full shift from 10 to 6 a.m. So she...
When was this isn't like her. She's never left home before?
No, not like this. Her phone been off since Saturday, well, to my knowledge, since Sunday morning, and it's going completely right straight to voicemail. So it hasn't been on since Sunday morning that I know of.
What do you think's going on?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping for the best, thinking positive, but yeah, something is off, it's not right. I need as much help as I can, but something is definitely wrong. She wouldn't just leave and not contact anyone, none of her friends, family, respond back as far as text messages. She's not on her Instagram. No, nothing.
Where would she go without her car? She's at work. She doesn't leave. She leaves work, but her car's still at work. And her phone's off.
Yes, so nowhere. She's supposed to left at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. But when I originally called on Sunday morning at the job, they told me that she had worked her full shift from 10 to 6 a.m. So she...
When was
So why would they tell
so
this
she should
mother
have been
that?
home by 6:15. It's right around the corner.
And they all saw her leave work, but they didn't see where
Oh,
she went or who she
see,
went with.
she should have been home. So she lived about 15 minutes away from her job, from what her mom just said.
That's correct, originally. So when I called on Monday morning, they told me she did not work her full shift. The car was still sitting in the parking lot. So it's like she vanished. Like what? No cameras or nothing. So where is she?
That's insane.
So she should have been home by 6:15.
On here, what do you think happened?
I have no idea. That's the problem. We're trying to piece it together.
This her father.
She went into a job for a normal shift.
So it says, Kevin Scott, father of Kada, wondering where his daughter is and what possibly could have happened to her when she vanished from her job at the terrace at Chestnut Hill and assisted living on Abington Avenue.
And she didn't finish the shift and come home. So that's when the problem started. And that's where we're at right now, trying to figure out what's going on, where she's at, when did she actually leave the facility, and everything else. We're trying to figure things out right now.
And I heard from Mom, she's a real good kid, about as good as you can be. And this is not like her, not to call you guys almost daily, hourly.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a close relationship. Any spending the night or going out for the day, they're definitely in contact with each other every day. She will never disappear for 24 hours and not contact her mom or her little sister, at least a phone call or text to say, hey, I'm on my way home, or I'm here and I'll be home later. She never does that. Never.
On here, what do you think happened?
I have no idea. That's the problem.
That's so sad, man. They was just showing the area. Like, what the heck? Get off my screen, please. Thank you. Okay, so what do y'all think about that? Let me see what y'all saying. Please smack the thumbs up if you didn't. In which state this happened. Oh, thank you, Doc. Welcome in, great people. Check the camera form when she gone and from when she not found. Yeah, they actually found her, unfortunately, buried in a shallow grave by this allegedly by King Kong here that's peeping through people's windows like he crazy. Okay, so I want to go to the affidavit and look over as much of this that we can. And what I'm looking at right now, it says on 10/3/2025, and this is the day that he stole this little vehicle, caught somebody slipping, delivering some meals, and left the car running. So he was stalking somebody else. Because you got to stalk people to be able to do this, right? Catch somebody slipping. So it says on 10/3/2025 at approximately 11:30 p.m., 14 district officer responded to the 6600 Sprague Street for a theft in progress involving a 2008 black Hyundai Accent hatchback. The owner, working as a delivery driver, reported leaving the vehicle running and unlocked when an unknown black male wearing all black entered and fled northbound. The theft was recorded under DC and it got some numbers. So on 10/5/2025, officers responded. Now, see that the car was stolen 2 days before Kada was even reported missing. Officers responded to the 8300 block of Rodney Street for a missing person, identified as KS, a 23-year-old female. The complainant's mother stated Kada failed to return home after work the prior morning. They said evening though. A co-worker, VA, reported last seeing KS or Kada around 10 p.m. So I had pointed out the boyfriend claimed he dropped her off at 9:40. The mother said that she came home and asked for the car at 9:50, said she had to go to work. And then we got the co-worker saying that they seen her at 10 o'clock on 10/4 outside of her workplace, the terrace of Chestnut Hill at 495 East Abington Avenue. Kada appeared upset. She was overheard saying, "I can't believe you're calling me about this shit." KS then walked towards a dark colored SUV parked outside. The SUV left immediately. So I got this sitting up here because I wanted to know, would y'all have described this little car as an SUV because of the hatchback or what? And everybody don't know cars very well. And but that's what they said, a black SUV. And then Kada, so we only know that Kada said, "I can't believe you're calling me about this shit." So, I mean, that could be like I said, he could have got petty. "Oh, you owe me for that blunt," or whatever. I don't know. But since we know that he's supposed to sell and she's supposed to smoke, the boyfriend even had a picture of her passing a blunt to him on their date, right? So I don't know if that was set up to make her look bad, having in her system, whatever, to try to make it. Because if we didn't know all of the stuff, if we didn't have all of the stuff in the middle, we definitely would be totally lost because of the type of person that she is. And then to find her buried in a shallow grave, you would just wonder if they was to find her just, oh, she had weed in her system, she had this, to make her look something like she wasn't. But I don't know, man. That don't make her a bad person if that is what she was doing. But I don't know if this was about that or not. But clearly he made up something. He was gaslighting her, acting like he was super mad about something to get her out there. And once she was in that car, it was curtains. It could have been a whole nother person in the back seat that grabbed her up while Keon taking, doing whatever. But like I said, if he had a gun, it would have been easy for him to do whatever he wanted to do. Soon as she got in that car, he would have just put the gun on her, snatched her phone, turned it off, whatever. And then she fighting for her life, I'm sure, because it took a minute to get from her job longer. It took 3 minutes when it could have taken one, and they had her phone at 2 different addresses on that same street. So they was held up somehow. They couldn't have been traveling I would think they wasn't moving if they pinged the phone at 2 different spots. It's almost like maybe he stopped a little bit because they was fighting. I don't know. I think somebody was in the car with him. Okay, so she said, "I can't believe you calling me about this shit." Kada then walked towards a dark color SUV outside. The SUV left immediately thereafter. So T-Mobile records of Kada, and it has her phone number. It revealed 12 calls from Keon from 9:25, like I thought, to 10:12. He called her 12 times between 9:25 and 10:12. So, like I said, she would have been in the car with Taz, the boyfriend. He dropped her off at 9:40. So 9:25. He was calling her. He was calling her between the times of her, eating her chicken wings, if we ought to believe that. Let's just say that in the times right before she went home to tell her mom she had to go to work and the time that she was supposed to be at work. So 9:25 p.m. to 9:25 p.m. and 10:12 p.m. on 10/4/2025, ending with a 43-second call from that number at 10:12. And it was using the tower serving 495 East Abington Avenue. After 10:24 p.m., her phone ceased all network contact. So, and it's almost like they're basing the fact that her phone went off as if that's when she died, but that don't mean that though, unless they got proof that she did. Well, I guess they do got proof that she did, because the proof is that her phone and her tablet traveled somewhere else, and her watch was still there. So that's what tells us that she was dead. Okay. But let me see, what time did let's see. So yeah, at 10:24 p.m. her phone ceased all network whatever. So let's see what comes after this. Okay, so after 10:24 p.m., her phone ceased all network contact. Timing advanced data indicated her device traveled southeast from Chestnut Hill towards Mount Airy during the, I can't even read this. Hold on. Chestnut Hill towards Mount Airy during that period where it went off of network. The missing person case was assigned to somebody, whatever. So that's crazy. Within 12 minutes, she was dead. From 10. Yeah, that's crazy. So, okay. It escalated immediately soon as she got in the car. And I remember her aunt saying that it was like, no, it wasn't her aunt. It was actually Candace Starr that was getting that. She was fighting for her life or whatever, and she could picture her being choked and then gone. And so it would make sense because he hit her in the head, like, with that weapon. But it don't make sense. Keon need to talk. That's what he need to do. Why? Who hired you? Who sent you? What was this about? Make him talk. That's what he need to do. Oh, Mount Airy. Welcome in, Taji. I don't know, but I don't know. That's not a SUV. Right, it's not. It's not a SUV at all. But it's not a yeah, it's not a SUV, but it got the hatchback. But an SUV is much taller, much bigger, and I wonder who's the person that happened to see her leaving in a hurry and heard her say all of that. You know what I'm saying? Whoever this person is, what else did you hear? Because they heard her say that and seen her get in the car. Okay, and then let's see what else we can gather. Okay, so it says, oh, I ain't reading that. Hold on. Okay, then it says on 10/7/2025 at 3:31 a.m., officers in Engine 73 responded to a vehicle fire on the 2300 block of 74th Avenue. The burned vehicle was identified as the same stolen Hyundai Accent. Engine 73 ruled the fire as an arson. This was assigned to Detective somebody. Investigators during the course of this investigation determined the theft, missing person, and arson were related. Okay, at what time did they say that it was related? Because if they knew, why was the car destroyed? So yeah, we know that Keon didn't destroy it because the cops found it. So Keon couldn't have been the one to destroy it. They was the ones that got it towed and smashed. And they said that it was because they didn't know that it was a part of this case. Okay, hold on. So then it says a joint homicide and FBI violent crime task force investigation determined the number 304 was a text now account. The search warrant return showed communication between this number, which was Keon text now number, and Kada. So they have been communicating with that text now information from 9/28 into 10/4. So that's how he communicated with her from all. Okay, so 9/28 to 10/4. On 10/2, the account message, "Yo, Kada, this my new number." The complaint, Kada responded, "Who this?" And the user identified himself as Kale. So he had the number from 9/28, but he didn't tell her until 2 days before. So he was planning this even on this October 2nd. Why? Like the account message. Okay, so he said, "Yo, Kada, she not fine. This is Kale." Then on 10/4/2025 at 10:07 a.m., Kada text, "Kidnap me again," to which the suspect replied, "Better be up too," followed by plans to meet later that night. Their last exchange was at 10:09 p.m. read, "CM when you're here." So that part, like, okay, 10 o'clock in the morning, she texting him, "Kidnap me again." So if a female texts that, which is crazy, but okay, if we believe that she did, then she had plans on going with Keon. She was looking forward to it. If you say "kidnap me again," like it's some type of good thing. To which he responded, "You better be up too." But then we know that she did not go on a date with Keon. She went out on a date with old boy. And Keon was calling her 12 times between 9:25 and, but why did he wait to 9:25 to call her? What made him call her? Was it because he know the date about to be over because he know she got to go to work? So okay, let me get to her before she go to work. What would make him not call all the whole time they was on this date and wait until then? Between 9:25 and 10 something. Did somebody let him know they was wrapping up the date? I don't know. What is up? Their last exchange was 10:09 p.m. That don't make sense. Just the way that they wrote that. Let's see. 10:04, 10 to the account message. Okay, it is me. Account. Yeah, they got that all mixed up. But anyway, they don't want us to make sense of that. So the Text Now account was registered to a Madeline Brown. And they got the Gmail account here using a Verizon IP address linked to the phone number. And they got a different phone number here. And the suspect and complainant devices together in the area of her job around 10:15 p.m. on 10/4. It was traveling southeast towards Mount Pleasant Avenue, then to the Arbitrum area until around 11 p.m. Okay, so they've had put the phones together, traveling together around 10:15. But they said her phone had went off at 10. Wait, had it went off? Or wait a minute. So okay, it was traveling around 10:15 on 10/4 on Mount Pleasant, then to the Arbitrum area until 11 before the suspect devices returned to 55 Belmar Terrace. Wow. Whatever he did it real quick. What was he doing between this time though? Like, okay, so he left the area at 10:15. Traveling. So he went straight to these females' houses and they would have had to know what was going on. Like, how would you think a person would be right after unaliving somebody? Like, these would have been the first people that he seen after that rush of unaliving somebody, of fighting someone. You know, how much did they know? They said he was in and out of their house. Yup, knew her schedule. Mad she was out on a date. Stalked that girl. Right, that's the only thing that do make sense. You know what I'm saying? That really is going off of what we reading. That's the only thing that makes sense. But what was it that she was saying? I can't believe you calling me about this shit. I think he was trying to because if she told him at 10 something to kidnap me again, and then she was out on a date with another guy, then he would have been saying those things. Like, that's what he would have been saying. But would that have been her response to him? I can't believe. Well, maybe if y'all ain't in no relationship. Just because you met somebody don't mean they belong to you. You ain't put no ring on it. Y'all ain't walked down the aisle. Like, what are we talking about? I really don't know. Okay, but he immediately went to these other women's house right on Belmar Terrace, and then a subscriber checks tied the IPs to 5508 Belmar Terrace, the home of Madeline, who was born in 98, on 10/9/2025. Homicide executed a warrant at that address with SWAT assistants Brown and Lyrisha, who was born in 96, were detained. 3 phones, 1 tablet, contractor bag, latex gloves, a hammer, and a 9mm ammunition were recovered. The Verizon suspect phone was not located. Hold on. What is happening here? Oh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. Please smack that thumbs up if you haven't. Hold on, let me see. I'm losing Rue to arson. Okay, so hold on. 12 times. Okay, so sign. Okay. Goodness gracious, hold on, y'all. I'm still looking. Okay, so let's see. Are somewhere related? So the Text Now account was registered to before the suspect device returned to 55. Okay, ammunition recovered. The Verizon suspect phone was not located. Okay, was that it? Hold on, y'all. No, that ain't it, is it? Yeah, I guess that is it for now. See? No, that ain't it. So lots more, but hold on. Let's see. I'm going to read a little bit more, but I got to get to the right spot. Just take this time to smack the thumbs up, y'all. I'm trying to... Okay, wait. So it says attempts to interview both detainees were conducted. Madeline Brown initially requested a lawyer upon administration of her Miranda warning. When detectives left the room thereafter, Brown yelled that she did not need a lawyer and asked to speak with Detective Daly and Kremen. She subsequently was re-advised of her Miranda warning, which were fully waived, and stated the following. Brown does not know the complainant, nor was she ever around Arbery Arbitrament or the complainant's workplace. Brown did own and operate a Text Now number, but she was unsure of the exact number. She did confirm her account email, Madeline Brown, and indicated that prior to the complainant's disappearance, No one else had access to that account prior to the complainant's disappearance. No one else had access to that account. Brown did receive calls from the complainant's family on October 6th and indicated she has no knowledge of calling or texting the complainant or having any other information to her whereabouts. So her family knew that her phone pinged over there and contacted her. Shortly after the call, Brown gave her Android device with the Text Now account to Lyrisha, a fact Lopez denies. So that's inconsistencies right there. Brown gave her Android device with the Text Now account to Lyrisha Lopez, a fact Lyrisha denied. Brown denied any knowledge of owning or possessing the suspect Verizon phone in question. Lyrisha stated to detectives that she had been staying with Brown on Belmar Terrace for several days. Lyrisha indicated that she had previously been involved in an intimate relationship with Brown. Lyrisha was present. Lyrisha, hold on. God dang it. Lyrisha was present for the phone call from the decedent's family to Brown and stated Brown became nervous after the call. Why? Why was Brown nervous? Brown, however, never gave her the phone in question. Lyrisha gave investigators consent to search her Apple iPhone. Both stated were memorialized via audio and video equipment. Okay, it says the analysts of the suspect's Verizon records showing reoccurring travel between Belmar Terrace and Aubrey Arbitrum, including on 10/7/2025 between 2 a.m. and 2:52 a.m. The same devices was active on 10/9 near Belmar Terrace. So a frequency analysis identified they got a couple numbers as the top contents that later belonged to Albert Hayes, who identified the user as Keon, mid-20s, whatever, twisted hair. And then it says further RTT and analysis from 10/6 revealed the suspect device traveled from Belmar Terrace into Center City, lingering near the Criminal Justice Center and reading terminal markets for 45 minutes before returning. The poll camera footage traced a gold Toyota Camry following the same route. A patrol alert distributed stills from the footage. Officers Duhan and Weiler recognized the vehicle as a 1999 Camry that was registered to Keon and whose date of birth is 5604. I think it was. I ain't looking. But yeah. So how much do you get on credit advance to someone stalking you, warn you unalive? Exactly. And so I don't even think that it would have been something if that is what was going on. It would have just been an excuse he was using to be mad because he really was mad because she was out on that date. And according to what I'm reading, that's exactly what it seems like. And her response, I mean, I can't believe you calling me about this. Pretty much they made a date before she went to work at 10 something in the morning, and she was on a date with somebody else, and she wasn't answering his calls between the time that she was on the date and soon as she got to work, he was able to get a hold of her. So I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. The aunt even said it, like he probably was watching her go on this date all day. He was mad, salty, but I mean, dude, you in and out the house with these other females. You got whatever going on with you. She ain't your wife. You just met her. You was just asking other females questions about her, so you don't know her that well. So what gives you the right to say anything, question her about anything? I don't know. And yeah, as far as credit, yeah, what was it, 10, $20? What was it, an A fee or something even? I don't know. I believe it, South Philly, he wanted her light. Exactly. He was a hater. He wanted to dim her light. It definitely, they seemed jealous of her, but I mean, dude, come on. He didn't know this girl, so that's why it don't make sense at all. She wasn't on that girl. He wasn't on that girl level. Yup, he was salty. They are saying she rejected him for 4 months. He was salty. Well, I don't know about the 4 months unless he was, well, obviously he was calling her from another number at some point because he started telling her about this. He started calling her from the text now number on the 28th. He had already determined that he was going to take her out before her date. You see what I'm saying? The minute he got that text now number trying to be deceptive and using different numbers so he could be slick, he had already decided he was going to do something to her. So it wasn't even about her date. It would have happened before the date. I mean, he was already upset with her prior to that date if he got that number. And that was the only way that he was communicating with her. 2 days before the date, he had stole that car that night at 11:30 that night on the 4th. So wait a minute. 11:30 that night on the 4th. So that means wait a minute. That was the 5th that he ended up. She went missing on the 4th, but because it was after, yeah, so that would have been the full day before. A whole day before she even went on a date with the guy. Right? I don't know, y'all. It don't make no sense, but I guess that's our coverage for today. And this is the second live stream because y'all couldn't hear nothing on the other one. I need to delete that. Yup, he planned that. He stole that car a day before on the 3rd. Yeah, it did say on the 3rd, right at 11:30. Yeah, because if it was on the 4th, that would have been the night. So yeah, the day before. So he did that before she even went on the date. So was it about the date? No. Did somebody put a hit out on her? Did somebody want her out of here for some other reason that don't have nothing to do with nothing? I don't know. It makes no sense. It don't even make sense that she even ever gave this dude the time or the day. Exactly. Uga. In Philly, they are saying he was a weed man. He was 21. Katie was 23. Y'all seen his photo. Very ugly. So all she could do was get some weed from him, but he was obsessed. Oh, could it have been because in some of these pictures when she was with that guy, she was passing a blunt to somebody. So could that have been something she got from Keon that she was sharing with this guy? I don't know. Either way, man, it ain't enough. Dude, you didn't know her. She didn't owe you anything. She was not your wife. She was single to do whatever and date whoever she wanted to date. That's my opinion. She wasn't nobody's wife. She sounded like she was single, living her life and doing what she wanted. So I don't know, but I'll be glad when it comes out. And he got a preliminary hearing. I think I seen November 10th. He got something coming up, but y'all know they got him on the other charges too. So he got to go to court for that. And I think he did already. I think I seen that he was supposed to go on the 4th, which is today, right? But I didn't see it anywhere. But I think that was about the old case. So hopefully the news and stuff will keep up on it, or we won't be able to see anything going on. But thank y'all so much for your engagement and all that. Why did he? Yep. Why did he have to steal a car if he drove his own car to the crime scene? That makes no sense. Because he didn't want to unalive her in his car. He already knew he was going to take her out, and he did not want to do it in his car. So he stole a car, pick her up. He picked her up in the car he stole, and he unalived her in that car, and then had somebody else come and pick him up in his car. That's crazy. They said the whole neighborhood bought from him. See? So he knew everybody from it. Yes, thank you too, Doc. I appreciate it. Wow, she was laid to rest today. Wow, was she? I thought it was the 8th. I think her funeral was on the 8th, right? But I'll have to look at that. But I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you did not subscribe to the channel, please do. Share us out, too. And set all notifications so you know the next time we go live. And I'll see y'all in the next one.
Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Join Sleuth Nation membership and